and Tom Shields, General Manager of RTQ7, Queensland.
Well, on behalf of RTQ Rockhampton, I'd like to say thank you to the judging panel, to Jeff Fitzpatrick, to all the crew that made it possible, and of course to Chris Fisher, who was the executive producer.
Thanks, Tony. Unlike metropolitan organisations, production crews in provincial stations by necessity have to be very versatile people. Not only do they have to be jack of all trades, but they have to be master of many. And their walkabout crew at RTQ push that theory to the very limit. So especially to Grant and to Fitzy and to Edie, who went walkabout to some pretty weird and wonderful places and came back with the goods, this one's just for you. Thank you.
At Malundra, we were lucky enough to be part of the last big wild cattle muster. The Actons have tamed the property by building kilometres of new fencing and cattle traps, while utilising portable yards, helicopters, and of course bull buggies.
Once you've spotted the bull, well, best thing is to run him out. Just till he starts poking along and try not to hit him too hard, you know, and just so that he falls over, he doesn't bruise that easy. Yeah. Get him back up on his feet as quick as he can.
Right, Darren, thanks for your time.
Thank you, Brett.
Great to have you here as a presenter this evening.
Just one thing, good luck on Monday. And I've known Ray Martin since he was a callow youth in New York, so I might be able to give you a few tips.
Could I ask you one thing? How old is Ray?
Oh,
Seriously.
I would say Ray Martin would be 44.
Well, I'd like to state publicly, I'm only 6 years older than he is. Only 6
I don't believe that.
Darren, thanks a lot. Darren Hens, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome now to the stage of the Logies for 89, to Channel 9 stars Elizabeth Hayes and Ken Sutcliffe. Two former partners of the King, and we've never met before, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
No, it's he speaks a lot of you, most of it good too.
That's good. How's he going?
He's going really well, rating really well, and happy as Larry right now.
It was a big decision, obviously, to move out and go back into sport full time.
It was. I mean, it wasn't easy, and Graham sort of, you know, he sort of made it very attractive to stay there because the show was doing so very, very well. But I think one of the great things you can do in life is know what you're good at, and I think I'm probably a little bit better at sport than what I am at being a comedian. And if it wasn't for Graham, I certainly wouldn't have cried as much, I believe you me.
Ken, how difficult was it? How much did it change your life working with Graham?
Oh, well, I mean, you never stop learning. I'm not new to the business, but it was a complete departure from what I'd done before. But I enjoyed it. I just didn't take myself too seriously. Basically, it was just a roller coaster ride. You had a bit of fun. Graham made you laugh. At the end of the night, they paid you well and made me cry, and it was terrific. No, it was good fun.
How do you find George Nears, Elizabeth? Everything okay there? Ball of laughs?
He makes me cry. Oh, God, he makes me cry.
For different reasons?
No, he can make me laugh.
Yeah, of course he can. Elizabeth, you're just back from Tasmania.
Yes.
What were you doing there? I mean, I know you did the whole week there.
If only I could remember. No, we spent a week travelling around Tasmania showing... I think Australia sometimes forgets that Tasmania is a part of it. And I think we just tried to remind them and show them a bit of beauty and what's going on down there.
Something which interests me, I mean, it's always difficult to basically live in someone's pocket as a partner, and you would have found that with Graham as much as you enjoyed working with him, having a lot of fun. It's almost a sort of marriage. And you add to the fact that it's very, very early in the morning when you and George have to work together. What happens if tempers do become frayed?
Well, you know, we just thump, basically. No, you don't. I mean, I don't think we've ever had... have we, George? Where are you, George?
He's
no,
right
we
there.
haven't had an early morning argument, have we? So...
Well,
I think you've got to find a mate who doesn't want to argue.
Something to look forward to, eh? Elizabeth, we go now to the most outstanding achievement in news.
And the winner is Michael Venus, Walsh Street shooting, the Nine Network.
The execution of two young policemen in Wall Street, South Yarra last October stunned the nation. GTV9's coverage of the cold-blooded killings wins this award, to be accepted now by John Sorrell, Director of News, GTV9.
Logies. We're at the Heart on Collins, and you've just won an award. Here he comes now. No hurry, John.
Congratulations to Michael Venus. He was assigned to this most horrific story, and he handled it with compassion and understanding and sensitivity. Also, I'd like to congratulate Richard Allen, who produced the news that night and the segments on the Walsh Street killings, plus, of course, some tremendous camera work, editing and graphic arts. And finally, my thanks to everybody who works with me on National 9 News in Melbourne. This Logie belongs to all of you. Thank you.
The first indication that they'd driven into a perilous position came from local residents.
South Melbourne 150, I sent Tran 311 down to Wall Street. Since then I've had about 3 or 4 cars come down saying that they've heard shots fired in that street, and I can't get Tran 311 at this stage.
As other units converged on the confusion, this chilling message confirmed the worst fears of police.
250, 2 members down, urgent. Roger, need an ambulance? 50, urgent, yes, ambulance, please, 2 members down.
Police believe the officers were both struck down by single blasts from a double-barrel shotgun.
OK. Now the most outstanding achievement in public affairs. Again.
And the winner is Four Corners.
Four Corners is Australia's longest-running current affairs programme, having started back in 1961 with Michael Charlton as presenter. The Logie is accepted by the present anchorman, Andrew Ollie.
Congratulations, Andrew.
Thank you. I was determined to be cool tonight in receiving this, although Mr. Sorrell set a standard I don't think I can attain to. But the reason I wanted to be cool was because last year, when Yarn Event was up here and gave us a bit of a thrill, a big thrill I should say, by saying that Four Corners had won the Current Affairs Award, Best Current Affairs Award. She was almost killed in the rush, poor woman, as the executive producer and I scrambled to the stage to receive the award. We've both been invited again this year, but TV Week took the precaution of calling us beforehand and saying if there was to be an occasion which would require someone from Four Corners to go to the stage this year, which one of you would go up to receive it? Well, the executive producer kindly stood aside and said that I should do it. I think really it wasn't false modesty at all. It was just that he wanted me to say something nice about him, which I'm quite happy to do because Four Corners has been driven very much by our executive producer for the last few years, Peter Manning. It's a program that I think... Thank you. We're 28 years old now, which must be just about the longest running television program in Australia. I think Mr. Squiggle might give us a run for our money, I'm not sure, but I think perhaps the reason we've kept going that long is that, like Mr. Squiggle, we've kept our pencil pretty sharp. And again, it takes the courage of the executive producer to hire the right people who are prepared to bite the bullet, to be able to challenge to take on the stories that we do take on, and we have, I think, gone where others have feared to tread. And also, I suppose, just to be prepared to let the deadlines run by at times, but he's been prepared to do all those things. So really, Peter Manning should have been up here to take this, but as I said, you just want to hear those things said about him, I think. But thanks very much indeed.
Yes, the 3 sisters were widowed in 14 months.
Valerie Doyle grew up in Wittenoom and raised her family there, but she had gone there when just a child herself. For 10 years or more, she and her brother, mother, stepfather, sisters and in-laws lived in Wittenoom, with most of them working in the mine or at the mill. For 10 years, they breathed the asbestos dust that has killed so many of them, and not once, it seems, were they warned of any dangers.
Does that make you angry?
Yes. Yes, it makes me very wild. Very, very wild. I wouldn't have lost my husband or my parents if it hadn't been for the asbestos. I'm sorry. But nobody deserves to die the way that they died. It's cruel. But nobody wants to know. Just nobody.
Congratulations again to Andrew and all concerned on Four Corners. And would you please thank now, with me, Ken Sutcliffe and Elizabeth Hayes for being with us. Thanks a lot, Ken. Lovely meeting you. Bye, Elizabeth. We'll take a break, and we're back with you right after this break. Welcome back to the Logies. The last thing you want on a Logie presentation, of course, is a downer. But I just wanted, ladies and gentlemen, to take literally a few moments just to pay tribute to somebody from our industry who died recently. You'd all be aware of the great producer and great bloke, Joe Latona, who died last Sunday. Like so many of you here this evening, I had the opportunity of working with Joe, and also I'm proud to say that we were friends. He was not only, as I say, a great producer, but a fantastic bloke. From all of his friends in the industry, and that includes everyone who knew him, because to know him, he became a friend too. Pal Joey, our memories of him will always be very special, very warm, and they'll never be away from us. One of the great things that he did in all networks that he worked for, Joe, was to encourage new talent. So I thought this was the appropriate time in which just to pay tribute to his memory, as I introduce one of the greatest talents that Australia has produced, John Farnham.
Thank you very much.
Well, I've got to ask you, did you sing the right song?
Yeah. It's a bit of a worry. I nearly came out and said, Touch of Paradise. John, I really am sorry about that before.
Oh, don't be silly.
Lost my mind for a minute.
That's what Logies are all about, losing your mind.
Yeah, that's a point. I'm going to do that later, properly.
Yeah. John, apart from singing for us and also being the recipient of the award, of course, you're here this evening, also had to do some work in this area. And I'd like to, first up, ask you to announce the winner of the Most Outstanding Actress on Australian TV. And the nominations are Linda Cropper, Melba, the 7 Network. Joan Sidney, A Country Practice on the 7 Network. And Di Smith, A Country Practice, the 7 Network. The winner?
And the winner is, if I can stop trembling here, Joan Sidney.
Joan Sidney plays matron Maggie Sloan in A Country Practice and has been a favourite with viewers since she joined the cast 6 years ago.
When I was a kid at school, I was never very popular. I don't care anymore. This one is for all the jobbing actors in the industry. All of us.
Joan Sidney, very popular win. Now the Most Outstanding Actor on Australian television. Nominations are Simon Chilvers, Rafferty's Rules, the 7 Network. Robert Grubb, Flying Doctors, the 9 Network. And John Wood, Rafferty's Rules, the 7 Network. The envelope, please, John.
Certainly, Bert.
John Wood.
John Wood is one of our most distinguished and versatile actors. As Micah Rafferty, the magistrate in Rafferty's Rules, he's won critical acclaim and a big following for the series.
Congratulations, John.
Thank you. Well, this is a tremendous honour. I mean, it really is a tremendous honour. It's very easy to say something like that. As most of you probably know, this is the second year in a row that I've won this, and I don't think I'm that good. And when you look at the people that I was up against, and particularly Simon, who I think has done extraordinary work this year, not just on Rafferty's Rules, but I mean his work in True Believers was fantastic, and I mean he was just brilliant in the Shirley. Just, you know, and it's not just, I mean, and he's wonderful in Rafferty's Rules. I mean, you know, that's why I can win an award like this, because I work with people like Simon every day of the week, and Archie and Katie, and in the past, the lovely Catherine. Look, it's just fantastic. Thank you. Look, before I go, I'd just like, I mean, I'm not going to bore you all night. It's wonderful to be presented with this award by John. And I'd just like to say, I mean, over the years, an enormous number of people have taken credit for creating Rafferty's Rules and for casting me in the show. And the person that is actually responsible for that, the forgotten man of Australian television, is that wonderful script editor, wonderful screenwriter, and at the time a very good producer, Howard Griffiths. I'd like to thank him particularly. Thank you.
John Wood, ladies and gentlemen. And we thank another John. John Farnham. Thanks, mate. John Farnham, ladies and gentlemen. I feel a break coming up, and we're getting very close to the silver and gold. Welcome back. That was, I think, a rather longer commercial break than usual, so most people now have to get back to their own tables, settle down. This is a very important time now we're approaching, but just before we announce the Hall of Fame winner for this year, as you would realise, a television network, regardless of whether it's the 9 network or the 7 network or the 10 network that does the Logies, there's a lot of work involved. This year we have someone who is producing and directing the show for the first time, Chris Noble, and having had a little experience in doing these shows, I just think he's done a wonderful job, and I congratulate him. Of course, there's lots of work too done by the magazine that has made the TV Week Logie Awards possible for so long, and I'd also like you to pay tribute to that team, headed of course by Dulcie Bowling. Congratulations, Dulcie, to you and all of your team. We get now to the State Awards again, just prior to the Hall of Fame, and we come to the home state from which this telecast is being done, Victoria. And the most popular program in Victoria is Neighbours.
Neighbours, now 4 years old, is a winner not only at home here in Australia, but also in Britain, where 16 million viewers follow the series.
Most popular personality here in Victoria, the winner is Daryl Summers. Good on you, Daryl. And now to the Hall of Fame, which has been in operation, I think, now for, this is the 7th time this presentation has been made. Past winners include Ken G. Hall, or are Ken G. Hall, a posthumous award to that great cameraman, Neil Davis. Paul Hogan has received one. Hector Crawford, who was here this year, I'm pleased to say, and also some whinger from last year got into the Hall of Fame too. Tonight, it's a great pleasure for me to be able to introduce the Hall of Fame winner. And we move away from the area of personality, we move into the area of acting. And I think all all performers here this evening, all actors particularly, would agree that in recent years, one of the most significant changes in television has been the ability of the Australian television industry to present top quality miniseries, not only for home consumption, but also for international release. And someone who's done so much great work, not only in feature movies, but also in this area of miniseries, is our winner for this evening. I congratulate Brian Brown.
Thank you. Thank you. Goodness, this is really a surprise. Did everyone else turn it down? I'm quite amazed to get this. I didn't know that they went to actors. I guess I appreciate the opportunity I've been given to tell Australian stories, be an Australian actor. When I grew up, I didn't know of any Australian actors. I saw films with John Wayne and people, and the radio was on, but and they were Australian actors, but I didn't realise all that. It wasn't until I was about 21 or 22 that I saw a play and the people on stage were Australians, and it made some sense to me. And through actors like a man called Terry Donovan, who's here tonight, who fought with these television networks to make them put out some Aussie stuff, and people like Bill Hunter, who wouldn't give up his accent, and other people. I got the opportunity to be an Australian actor. I get the opportunity to be an Australian actor all over the world now. It's pretty good. So I'm very pleased that you give this to an Australian actor. And to all of us, terrific.
Just before you leave, Brian, we have a special surprise for you.
Group 5, just wanting to say congrats to you on your Logie Award. Good on ya. I wish I could be there to give you a shout. I always wanted to get to know you better, Brownie, but that bloody woman was always getting in the... Uh-oh. Here she comes now.
Hi, Brian. Congratulations on your Logie Award. I wish I could be with you tonight, but I'm going to send Pablo over. I know you'll be happy to see him again. All of us in Africa were so inspired by you over there, by your total dedication, your hard work, and your stamina at parties. Anyway, you deserve this award. Have a wonderful time tonight, and I wish I could be with you.
He's got you to a tea, right? Well done, Brian. Brian Brown. And here's an example of the quality work done by our Hall of Fame winner, Brian Brown.
You know, I can't decide whether I like you or not.
Of course you like me. I grow on people.
Now, what is it you want? A fine withdrawn and an apology. Out of the question. You've bitten off more than you bargained for this time, Reed. And by God, I'll see you choke on it.
Were you a truck driver in Australia?
No bloody fear, I'm a ringer.
What's a ringer?
Stockman. I was born in Queensland, out beyond Cloncurry. Talk of dreams, well, brave blather and redcoats are tramping over our land. It's pikes and guns we want. I will not hear that talk in my house. Then I'll be leaving, sir.
Sunday was a good day for chasing a few tarts around Bathurst. Everyone else was in church. I used to whip down the riverbank for a bit of smooching. Worst thing about dying, no more girls. I'm Luke O'Neill.
Maggie Cleary.
Maggie? That doesn't suit you a bit. Not enough dignity. I'm going to call you Megan.
I detest the name Megan.
Get out! Get out! Get out, Cyril! Get out! Get yourself together.
There is a thing!
Stay there.
Now you scoot off and find Gooby. He's had a bad fall. He's over there. Me and Leah got things to talk about.
Brian Brown, the 1989 recipient of the Hall of Fame Award. After this break, we welcome back to television one of the most individual performers ever seen on Australian television. Norman Gunston is going to join us again. Welcome back to the Logies, and now to the State Awards again, to Western Australia. The most popular program in Western Australia is State Affair, TVW 7. And this is to be accepted by Greg Byrne, the Managing Director of the station. Also, the most popular personality in Western Australia was won by Rick Arden. Rick Arden, to be accepted by Rick. Congratulations, he wins his 7th Logie. One of the most famous is the special guest that you saw at the start of our program tonight. I'd like you now to officially welcome to the stage Norman Gunston.
Too kind. I don't deserve it. No, I do really. Mr. Newton, do you mind if I just go and mix amongst the people?
You go right ahead, Norman.
Some of them want to touch me, I can see that. I want to make sure that I'm real. Well, it is near to Easter. Dr. Cook, all the gang from East Street. Nice to see you. Have you heard, haven't you, but that Channel 10 are changing the name of your show after the ratings came out? Channel 10 are calling it F Street. Oh, I was very sorry that Mr. Carlton couldn't come tonight, and I don't want to take any gloss off you, Miss Went, but the Logie for current affairs was going to go to 60 minutes, but they were a bit worried about Mr. Carlton because of the old ticker, you know. And let's face it, we haven't had a death on stage at the Logie since Greg Evans was compere. Miss Annie Jones, congratulations, I hear you've just announced your engagement.
So I believe.
Oh, you're going to talk, are you? And will you be getting married on television?
No.
No?
No.
Yeah, no, good idea, yeah. Yeah, if you did decide to get married on television, but don't do it on SBS, because the reception would be terrible. Of course. My good mate, Mr. Brian Brown. Come on, Mr. Brown, shake hands there. I just want to say
How lovely to see you.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Son of a gun. I just want to say that I thought you were fantastic in that film with Mr. Tom Cruise. You know, you know, something or other tale. You know, of course, you can't say the first part of the title on television. I have never seen anyone throw alcoholic beverages around like that since Mr. Jack Thompson was last on the Logies. And you deserve both those awards. Surely you are perfection in outback dramas. I think it's because you've mastered that very difficult acting technique
of talking without moving your lips. You know, no, fair dinkum, I have noticed that you can do really long speeches without flies crawling in your mouth or anything. Let's move on. Sorry, Bert. Spunky hunk Craig McLaughlin. And all the cast from Home and Away. Isn't that a coincidence? I'm just about to give out an award for, well, this category. Mr. Brown, bottle of champagne for Home and Away. Put a note with it, Mr. Gunson regrets. Isn't Mr. Newton doing a fabulous job tonight? Thank you. No, really, fair dinkum. There is hardly another person on stage at the moment who could host the Logies better than you. Might get rid of this now.
Certainly, Norman. It's really great to see you basically come out of retirement and be with us this evening.
Yeah, well, yeah. What have you... Well, we've got a lot in common, you and me, haven't we? I mean, I've not been on TV for years, and in your case, sort of vice versa.
Yes, I'm with you. Now that we're here together on stage, would you... I think I understand what you mean.
I've been off TV for years, and in your case, vice versa.
Oh, I see. I'm with you. Would you like now to present a couple of awards?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did, you know, but I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter, you know. I've been able to spend more time with Paddy and the kids. Mr. Ian Gow in the audience tonight. Ian Gow in the audience. I'd just like to say, Mr. Gow, well, I reckon you're a really nice bloke, you know. And I don't think it matters that you're not creative. Well, you know, especially now that he's gone to Channel 10. You know. Actually, Mr. Gow, Mr. Newton, I really think this would be a good time for you to go and shake hands with Mr. Gow, mate.
I would love
Mr.
to do
Gow,
that.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah,
Mr. Gow, Mr. Newton would like to shake hands with you. Come on. If Mr. Gow would like to stand up. Mr. Gow. I see. No, I bet you he is. He hasn't come, eh? I can understand the situation. I think I'd be like that if you'd spoken about me. He probably was here, and then you said that he was your dresser at the beginning of the program. Well, there's more than one way of skinning a knee. Just ring him in Sydney. Now, I want you just to apologise to him, Mr. Newton.
Certainly.
Okay, there.
Yes, Brian.
Is it ringing?
Yes, it's ringing, yes.
Yeah.
Still ringing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Come on, Mr. Gow. Answer the phone.
Is this Channel 10 in Sydney?
Yeah. No, it's Mr. Gow's phone number.
Really?
Yeah. I got it from one of the researchers on the program.
Hello? Hello? Is Mr. Ian Gow there, please? I've got the wrong number. You're not kidding. They moved out a couple of months ago. Things are going that badly. Right. Just Ian or the whole family? The whole family. Oh, that's good. That's okay. Yes, certainly.
Hello. Are you sure this isn't the Gow household? Oh. You're not watching the Logies? Why aren't you watching the Logies? Oh, okay. See you later. Thanks very much. Bye-bye. Okay, no, look, I did my best there. You've got to admit, I did my best there.
You certainly did.
Don't blame me if he programs the comedy company Monday to Friday at lunchtime.
Okay, let's get down to it, Norman.
Yeah.
Yes, go on.
Well, I just want to say these awards that we're about to give out are for most popular series. Now, I would like to stress that these awards are given out by viewers' votes, not by ratings points. These programs could rate an asterisk and still win this award. I'm just saying that in to keep the ABC viewers interested.
It's the most popular series, and the nominations are Home and Away, The 7 Network, Neighbours, Network 10.
I'll be with you soon, okay?
I love you.
You too.
Country Practice, The 7 Network.
Quickly. Nothing. Terence?
Up to 360.
The chopper.
Turn back.
We got him back.
That's the boy. On calcium chloride, please, matron.
Yes, sir.
Somebody get me the blood. Get the blood from the chopper.
And the winner, Norman.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The winner, a country should be proud of this show. Home and hosed by a mile, it's Neighbours.
Neighbours, now 4 years old, is a winner not only at home here in Australia, but in Britain, where 16 million viewers follow the series. The Logie's received by Don Batty, Senior Vice President of Drama with Grundy Television.
Yeah. I tried to get them up and they wouldn't come.
When will you be leaving the show to make a record?
I did that when I was 9 years old, actually, yes. 1988 was a phenomenal year again for Neighbours, because Neighbours, in fact, is a phenomenon. It culminated with a lot of the cast going over to appear at the Royal Variety Performance in London, which is a very exciting thing for them, and I think a great honour for the show. There are just a few people, I think, who should be thanked, because I know you want 40 seconds and get off, thank you, but two people, one from Network 10, Valerie Hardy, and Peter Pinney from Grundy Television, I would like to thank very much, because they have been enthusiastic and ardent supporters of the program and still are. The producer, Mark Cullen, who is the most patient man I think I've ever met in my life. The unsung hero of the show, Ray Colley, and his band of writers. Ray and his writers do a tremendous job for 48 weeks of the year, and I think it's terrific. Jason and Kylie mentioned before the number of people that see the show. We tried to do a pretty quick workout on what the world audience for the show is at the moment, and it's around about 32 million people a week. And I think that has to surely put it into some sort of record class, you know. So, on behalf of Grundy Television and Network 10, thank you very much to TV Week, and of course to the viewers who voted, because after all, you are the ones who put everybody in a job, and thank you all very, very much.
Thanks, Don. Congratulations. Thanks to Don, to the gang, and also let's thank Norman Gunston. Great to see you here this evening. Thank you, Norman. And as he resumes his seat in the body of the hall, it's nice now to welcome to the stage two stars of two of the most successful television shows in Australia, from the Flying Doctors, Rebecca Gibney, and from the Country Practice, Shane Porteous. Well, it's very interesting. You know, you really have sort of cross-pollinated in your series, haven't you? Because I beg your pardon. A nurse from your series has been lent to Flying Doctors and has become a doctor.
That's right.
Yes, well, he's come up in the world since he's...
And doing very well, too, I might add.
Do you get a chance to... he's changed his name, too.
Yes. We've actually nicknamed him Bert.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Do you get much opportunity of watching the opposition?
Yes. Yes, of course
Well,
we
we
do.
watch
Of
our
course
show.
we do. I try to watch as much Australian drama as I can.
Yes, likewise.
Good on you. Well, we're about to give the award for the most popular telemovie or mini-series, and the nominations are Dirtwater Dynasty, Network 10,
That's the drill, Kate. Now we can get water from the ground. We've got a future here.
All the Way, the 9 Network,
Puts a high value on herself, and now I find you're taking me. How can you say that? I just want Joe. We love each other.
Shirley, the 7 Network,
Crying out loud, I was just looking for work.
How did it go?
Yeah, well, I couldn't stay there.
Why? Because what?
Of course,
and the winner is...
I can do this.
Yes.
Okay. The winner is the Shirley, the 7 Network.
The Shirley, produced by the South Australian Film Corporation, sprang from Darcy Marlin's classic novel and is a poignant tale of tough, footloose Macaulay and his 10-year-old daughter, Buster. The award is collected by executive producer Jock Blair.
Well, I thought about this morning, and then when I was sitting up in the back of the room, I thought, no, there's no way in the world. There's many people to thank for a show like this. Surely it was a real team effort. I'd like to thank Tony Morfitt, the writer, who did a fantastic job. Tony was ably assisted by my story editors, Peter Gawler and Graham Coatsfeld. We had a fantastic director in George Ogilvie. We had a great producer in Bruce Moyer, and I'd like to say thanks to those guys as well. I'd also like to say special thanks to John Morris, the former chief executive of the South Australian Film Corporation, who backed our dream for the Shirley for 7 years. It was a hard show to get up. It was a very hard show to get right. And John held in there with us and believed in our dream. Gary Fenton of the 7 Network took that dream into the 7 Network, and their support was fantastic. The cast, the crew were great. Brian Brown and Rebecca, everybody, thank you very much indeed. This is a great moment. Thank you.
And we also take this opportunity of thanking Shane and Rebecca for being with us this evening. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Shane. Time for another commercial break, and of course we're getting closer and closer to that gold. Back at the Hart and Collins here in Melbourne with the 1989 Logie Awards on the 7 Network. We move now to the State Awards for New South Wales. The most popular program is judged by TV Week readers in New South Wales, A Country Practice on the 7 Network. And the most popular personality in New South Wales, from the 9 Network, Ray Martin. Where were you, Ray? You didn't do that on purpose to me, did you? Congratulations. Most popular personality in New South Wales, Ray Martin. It's nice now to introduce to the stage another of our overseas guests, and I do urge any of you who enjoy funny movies, entertaining movies, to see his latest Naked Gun. It really is an hilarious movie with magnificent sight comedy, and it's just delightful to see this fine actor lending his comedy talents, which basically, I think, gives him a brand new career. Please welcome to the stage, Leslie Nielsen. Welcome.
Great Scott. Can't believe I'm here. I wish I was here a year ago, or 10 years ago, when I hear it's a wonderful evening. It's so filled with affection and fun and pleasure. I'm delighted to be here.
We're delighted to have you here, Leslie. I might mention that to you. I'm told you can't be trusted, and I'm waiting for anything.
I'm just thinking. No, you know, I come from Canada. That's a pioneer country.
Right.
And Australia's a pioneer country, too. So I have nobody to thank here because, you know, I did The Naked Gun, and nobody made it here. So I can't thank anybody, so I must thank you for inviting me, indeed. I'm delighted to be here. And the one thing about a pioneer country is, the essence of it is survival. But the one wonderful thing about pioneer countries is sense of humor, which you've got a lot of right here.
That's great.
Yeah.
Great to hear. Speaking of a sense of humour and fun and comedy, I made mention that The Naked Gun seems to me to be a brand new career for you in this world of comedy.
Well, what's happened with me, you know, as a dramatic actor, you know, I've always done heavy, very heavy-duty drama. And they have turned me loose now. They've licensed me and certified me, and so now I'll do almost anything for comedy.
Do you feel that you're going to find it? You feel you're going to find it hard to get back into drama?
Not too hard. I mean, if I got an offer, I'll be. What are you laughing? Yes.
Have you got some dramatic roles lined up?
I do have one. Yeah.
What do you go into?
They're going to be doing a film about the Kent State massacre.
Yes. Is this as the result? What's happening? Is this as the result of you finding a brand new career in comedy?
Pardon me?
Yep. It wasn't all that important, actually.
No, I have hearing aids, but
I was saying, with the comedy that you're doing, you obviously now, I've seen you on television many times on American talk shows, but I noted this year when I was there earlier that your approach to television is very different now. You appear to do a lot of sight comedy and also sound comedy.
No, very cautiously, though, you know, because you have to protect your image.
Yeah.
You know, you understand that, you know, with my appearance,
yeah,
with my hair and the way I, you know, sound and the way I talk, that it's very important to establish and maintain the authority in it.
Yes. Of course, I've got to point out to you, Leslie, this is not the first time this has happened on stage at the Logies.
This is not the first time?
Not the first time at all. Let's get down to work. In the most popular light entertainment comedy program, the nominees are Hey Dad, the 7 Network.
Dad, but I still say you could have spared it until we got new ones. After all, it was your fault.
Dad, I want to know how I'm supposed to get in the house at night if you've got my keys.
This is how dogs kill bears.
Beg your pardon?
Well, they all attack from a different direction. They each grab a piece until the bear has a nervous breakdown and dies.
Dad, I still want to know, how am I supposed to get inside the house without my keys?
Ring the front doorbell.
Hey Hey, it's Saturday, the 9 Network.
One of the future movies? No, I couldn't stand the chance what you did in.
And the head on the stick, perhaps? G'day.
This is Vicky Lees.
How are you? I'm sorry.
I have been lonely.
That's why we work behind the desk.
What kind of a head of a stick do you think I am?
The comedy company, Network 10.
Could you please explain this next stunt to us?
Yes, I'd love to, Jackie. I'm going to race my trolley down and over that ramp and over those 4 trolleys parked over there.
Oh, dear. Oh, Margaret seems to have collided with a skateboard rider at the last moment.
And the winner, Leslie.
And the winner is the comedy company. Stand up.
The
the 10 Networks Comedy Company team have been only on air for 12 months, but they've had a huge impact on the nation's funny bone with characters like Tom the Butterer and Kylie Mole.
Oh, this is just terrific. As Kylie would say, so excellent. You must understand that we all still feel like the new kids on the block in this industry, albeit the oldest bunch of kids you ever saw. I'd like to particularly thank TV Week and Network 10, especially Lorraine Willison, the creative director, who discovered us and gave us a chance. And the now notorious Ian Gow, who backed us to the hilt. I'd like to thank the whole comedy company on whose behalf I'm talking tonight, who are a fantastic, incredibly hard-working group of people. And I'd also like to make a very special tribute to all the people at Channel 10, because a lot of people don't realise that the comedy company is produced week by week, that it's an hour of comedy put together in about 4.5 working days. And I'd like to especially thank all those people, Janet and Leonie and Kelly and all the people there, Brendan and Robbie, who take all our silly ideas and turn them into sketches, sometimes on 15 minutes' notice. Thank you very much.
Leslie, I know that you're having a great stay here in Australia.
Fantastic.
And I really hope that you can come back and see us again. And once again, congratulations on The Naked Gun. It's a very, very funny and good movie.
Well, thank you.
Leslie Nielsen, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks, Leslie. In seeing the comedy company on stage this evening, of course, we see the members of one of the most successful shows in Australian television, and certainly one of the most successful comedy programs of all time. And before they made us laugh on television, there were many other people who got together in repertory and did just that. And I suppose, really in fairness, nationally, you could trace it back to its very origins, to the next group of people. Relive some wonderful memories, or perhaps see for the first time what made us laugh in the 60s with the Mavis Branston Show.
2380, episode 1 of the Mavis Branston Show.
Are the kiddies in bed? Good.
And now, a little resuscitation entitled, Take Your Feet Off the Table, Father, and Give the Cheese a Chance.
After the meetings, he would come home and kick me with his jackboots. You think these are cheekbones? Kneecaps.
Hello, I'm your Ladrix fashion coordinator. Let me show you what's so different about these stockings.
Mr. Sheehan, your city sewer has left our beaches far from pure. All the swimmers on hot days standing in the water shouting, "Don't make way." There should be more togetherness.
And once again, welcome, welcome, welcome. How do you do? Hello. Sit back, relax, forget your income tax. We told you all the pertinent facts of the Mavis. Lord, Lord, save us, Mavis.
And that's how it was back in the 60s. And now let's see them, 1989 style, Barry Creighton, Carol Ray, and Gordon Chater.
Here's the news.
Scientists have discovered that a method used to prevent AIDS could be used to prevent the common cold. They've just got to find a way to keep the condom on your nose.
Her Majesty the Queen has joined the Greenie movement. She's asked her subjects to stop killing wildlife. If they don't, she won't have anything to shoot at the weekends.
In Queensland, former Girls drag queen Tanya Wilde is running for Don Lane's old seat. No wonder they call it Queensland.
Our First Lady, Hazel Hawke, has surprised the nation by having her face lifted. Now Bob's thinking about having one of his lifted.
The taxation department's been sending tax file numbers to dead people. So what? If they go by Australia Post, we'll all be dead before they arrive anyway.
Rob Hudson's former lover seems to have hit the jackpot with damages in excess of $16 million. He certainly had his head screwed on. A considerable amount of world ascension is
caused by a deplorable lack of communication, which
we feel could be remedied by
togetherness, togetherness. There should be more togetherness. Warm and cozy, the world's made rosy by togetherness.
British researchers have found with a shock Christ was a woman in a frock. The church is astounded. The Pope's made a scene. Will you ever forgive them, Miss Jesus Christine?
Togetherness, togetherness. There should be more togetherness. Warm and cozy, the world's made rosy by togetherness.
in a bind. All those problems at Channel 9. Don't worry, Bondi, there's always a place. Working here at 7 for Christopher Skates.
Warm and cozy, the world's made rosy by togetherness. Aussie TV, raging success. Neighbours in England, kills them no less. Jason and Kylie are revenge on the Brits for 200 years of old British shit. Togetherness, togetherness. There should be more togetherness. Warm and cozy, the world's made rosy by togetherness. Togetherness, by togetherness.
Barry, Carol and Gordon, you haven't changed a bit.
You have.
Thank you, thank you. It's great to see you back together as a team. I know we've flown you in from all the various ports of call around the world. I'm not too sure we flew you in from, Carol.
Ningen.
Oh, lovely, lovely. It's good to have you. Gordon, I've got to make the comment, you've lost so much weight.
80 pounds.
Well, in the old language, how much is that? How many stone?
5.5 stone.
Why did you lose it?
Well, I was told that I would be dead by last Christmas if I hadn't.
And you're not?
No.
Right. Well, how did you physically do it? Diet, obviously.
No, with help, with something called the Diet Centre in New York, and no liquor for 9 months. But I never was hungry. They taught me how to eat and what to eat and how to eat properly and enjoy food, not junk food.
Well, you look great for it, and it's been great to see the three here together on stage tonight. Barry Clayton, Carol Ray, and Gordon Treasure, original stars of the Mavis Branston Show. We're back with you after this break. Thanks, Gordon. Welcome back to the Logies, 1989, and I can just feel that Robbo is putting on his hat and coat at this very moment. Please wait, Robbo, if you possibly can. Lots of good things to come, including our final special guest for this evening. We are very lucky to have here in Australia at the moment one of the great screen beauties and one of the fine actresses from America making a movie here on our shores with Jack Thompson called Trouble in Paradise. Raquel Welch, of course, I speak of. And here are some scenes from the movie which are exclusive to this telecast.
Okay, Buster, it's about time you got off your backside and made yourself useful.
What is that?
That is tools to fix the boat.
You are such a forceful woman. Why can you not also be a reasonable woman? I told you, we have about a 50-50 chance, if that.
Look, if I could do it myself, I would, but I can't. So, if you won't help me fix the boat, I'm afraid I'll just have to shoot you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a real Logie's welcome to Miss Raquel Welch. It's wonderful to have you here.
Well, thank you. It's nice to be down under, I guess.
Yeah, sure. Well, let's continue that line of conversation. How are you finding Jack, your co-star, Jack Thompson?
Oh, I love him. It's kind of interesting because, well, when I first started out in the show, one of the guys that was working on it said, so, how you liking it here, Raquel? And I said, it's not Raquel, it's Raquel, you know, Raquel. He says, well, you know, your co-star is Jack, so I figured it's a Rack and Jack show. So.
Do you these days find that to make movies, you've got to travel away from the home country a lot?
Not so much recently, but I'm delighted to be here. I heard so much about you. And you seem to be living up to your reputation.
What about the reputation that we feel we have here in Australia of making great movies, and of course people like Paul Hogan making great inroads into the international scene? Are we pretty close to being one of the flavours over in America?
One
Australia?
of the flavours?
Well, you know, flavours of the month today. I mean, are we as well known as we'd like to think we are in America?
Yeah, I think you're very well known. I mean, everyone feels that Australian filmmakers and, well, the directors, the actors, the cinematographers, that it's really first class. And I was delighted to come here, and I'm working with an Australian director, a woman, in fact, by the name of Di Drew, who's, really wonderful and doing a spectacular job. And Jack, of course, is really, I mean, he's just wonderful. He's just, well, I admired him before I came to work with him, but I think the nicest thing was that he was the first leading man in over 30 films that I've made and a couple of television movies that ever greeted me with flowers.
Really?
Yes.
That's old Jack for you. That's old Jack. Matter of fact, down to the line, there were a few of us who tried for that. Brian Brown was up for it. I was up for it, and so was Willie Fennell, but it went to Jack. And I'm just looking down there at the thing. We look at, well, I was going to say we look beautiful together. I don't mean that. Well, perhaps we do. But you've got your own cameraman or something, because I've never looked so good. It looks absolutely wonderful, the lighting and all that sort of jazz. You obviously know the angle, so I'll just get over there with you. It looks terrific. Can you see it on there?
It's a two-shot, isn't it?
Yes, I think it's a two-shot. Raquel, it's wonderful to have you here. And speaking of actresses and acting, we have the Silver Logie for the most popular actress, and here are the nominations for you. Nicole Dixon from Home and Away. Annie Jones from Neighbours. Kylie Minogue from Neighbours. And the winner is...
Okay. The winner is Annie Jones.
My goodness. I just want to say thanks very much to the cast, because basically they're a great bunch of guys, And thank you very much for everyone who voted for me. This is really good. Thank you.
Congratulations. The second silver now, Raquel, is for the most popular actor. And the nominations are Craig McLachlan from Neighbours, Alex Pabst from Home and Away, and Jason Donovan from Neighbours. And the winner is?
The winner is Craig McLachlan.
Raquel. This is very exciting. I'm really happy just at the moment. To the people I work with, thank you. To Raquel, thank you for passing it to me. To Grundy's, Channel 10. Oh.
Stick with Raquel. Stick with Raquel.
I think you're right. Channel 10, Grundy's. It's really funny, I was just thinking, as a kid at school, you know, all the guys I used to hang out with wanted to win the surfing competition. And I always wanted to win the Logie, and they thought I was a bit of a whacker. But this is wonderful, I'm stoked. To my mum, who sent me a telegram to tell me to wear a shirt tonight. Thanks for that. Karen put up with all my ranting and raving, and it's a real one, man. And I'm just really happy, thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations, Craig. Well done. Another very popular win, Craig McLachlan. Here, young bloke. Raquel, we have a commercial break, and then it's the moment that we wait for each year on the Logie presentations. We have the announcement of the Gold Logie winner for 1989, and we do that after this break.
Great.
Ladies and gentlemen, on stage with me, Raquel Welch, and this is the moment, of course. As I mentioned before, we wait for each year the announcement of the most popular personality on Australian TV, the Gold Logie. And these are the nominations. For Gold this year, 1989, Kylie Minogue. Craig McLachlan. Daryl Summers. And Jason Donovan. Any one of the four a very worthy winner. And you have the honour, you have the duty, Raquel.
Oh, I have the golden award right here. All right. Wow. The winner is Daryl Summers. Hey!
I really thought that it was yours, Jace. I hadn't bet any money on it, but I really thought that... that was Terry. I'm absolutely thrilled. This is a very big surprise, and I know that an excited table over there, I thank, first of all, Julie, my wife, who sticks by me through thick and thin, and I know what you're feeling now. You never... It doesn't matter how long you've been in this business, you never get rid of that knot in the stomach that when you're sitting there thinking, oh, yeah, oh, no, oh, yeah, no. And it was one of those times, and commiserations to Jason, Kylie, and Craig. and congratulations on your recent award then, the Actor Award. And I want to say a special hello to all the people who I know are watching from Gowing's restaurant. Some of the people who weren't actually invited, but I know that there's a lot of the DAS company. Willie was invited, you saw there. But a lot of the DAS crowd, I refer to Gavin Disney, Ernie Carroll, John Blackman, they're all down there. All of the DAS people, my personal assistant, who I didn't mention when I was last up for an award last year, was Alex Dalson, who looks after me greatly. Thank you, Alex. And to Mary Evans, our producer on Hey Hey, or associate producer. To Red, who's here tonight, to Molly, all the on-camera people, Mark, Judy in the office. Have I forgotten anyone? And how could I forget the girl you're looking at now, Jackie McDonald, who always... And by the way, if you look at that beautiful headpiece, there is a ballroom that's very empty somewhere in Brisbane or Melbourne. It's obviously a chandelier. But beautifully worn, may I add. So I want to particularly thank, last of all, the readers of TV Week, who obviously sent in enough coupons to win this for me. It is a complete surprise, and I really am shocked for words on this occasion. Willie, yes, I mentioned Wilbur before. Yes, thank you. I mentioned Ernie Wilbur. You weren't paying attention. Oh, Maury Fields. I'm sorry, and Shane Bourne. And of course, thank you. Thank you. I could have almost forgotten that completely. One of the greatest members of our cast who was with us tonight, Kamal. Thank you, Kamal. Honorary member of the Hey Hey It's Saturday Club. Thank you all once again, and it's also nice to get it from you. Thank you. I mean that. Thank you.
Daryl Summers, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 1989 Gold Logie. Let's hear it for him. And as we congratulate Daryl, we thank everyone taking part in tonight's telecast, particularly our overseas guests, Dave Allen, Leslie Nielsen, and Raquel Walsh. Raquel, thank you very much indeed for being here.
Thank you, Bert. It's nice to be here. Thank you.
Certainly.
Just a very, very quick hello to all of the Man of La Mancha cast in Brisbane, who I know are sitting in a room at this time watching this telecast. All the cast and crew, thank you. I've had a buzz doing that show, and I'll see you tomorrow night for tomorrow night's performance.
Good on you, mate. Congratulations once again, and thanks to you, our audience this evening at the Bahari.
And Rob Wellington rang up and forgives you, John. Right. Producer of Age.
Oh, fine. Okay. What's his name again?
Rob Wellington.
Rob, all the best to you, Rob of Wellington, and I wish you well. As we say goodbye to you, as Saturday approaches very, very quickly, thanks to you this evening for being such a wonderful audience. You were just that. It was a pleasure to work to you, and thanks, of course, to the unseen audience out there throughout Australia. Until next year, wherever and with whoever, it's good night to you from the Logies for 1989, and thank you for your company. Good night, and God bless you.